Welcome back to more Baldur's Gate 3. So, a couple things have happened. Firstly, this has been quite a technical nightmare trying to get this stream going, because I had noticed last stream, after I finished and I started looking over the recording, I'm going to turn my mic down slightly. Not too slightly, but there we go. So all the sound was out of sync. There were some frame rate issues. So I basically, if you've seen the YouTube video, you know it's actually a re-recording of the entire first part of the game. Although I did beat the devil on the ship, so Lae'zel is now using his fiery sword. So a nice little thing there. And so I was wondering why the heck that happened in the first place, and when I started streaming today, I live monitored from my phone, and yeah, the same thing was happening. I don't know why XSplit, for some reason, had a weird audio delay with not just my voice, but the game audio and game video. So I ran some tests doing this with OBS instead. Hold on, I'm going to do another thing with the mic here. And OBS seems to be fine. It's streaming the audio just fine, as far as I can tell. If it starts to go out of sync, let me know. But it seemed fine from everything I tested. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. The problem is, I don't like OBS as much as I like XSplit. I'm so used to using XSplit. I know how all the settings work. I know exactly where I want everything. I'm kind of bumbling my way through OBS right now. If worse comes to worse, I'll just use XSplit for everything else, and if this game just plays better with OBS, I'll stream this game with OBS, exclusively. And maybe over time, I'll find, ways to make this work for me the way XSplit does. It's more familiarity than anything, if I'm being honest. But, so, we're back in game. This should all work. I'm hoping this should all work. If not, I'm going to have to re-record this off stream too. I guess, again, we're figuring it out. But like, XSplit has a built-in noise gate for the microphone, which OBS does not seem to have. I don't know, unless that's a mod I can get for it. So I'm going to have to be more careful about my audio. So yeah, we are going to take a rest, because we have some definite combat coming up. At least one fight, possibly two, probably two. Maybe not, because I started streaming late because of the technical issues, but hey, Gail.
Be with you in a moment.
Wizards, am I right?
Not a trick, my friend. Magic. Be that as it may. Ceramorphosis. What does it make you think of?
Until quite recently, nothing at all.
Ah, yes. The good old days. Day 1, fever and memory loss. Day 2, hallucinations and graying skin. Day 3, hair loss and blood leaking from all orifices. Need to go on?
That's just me after eating Taco Bell. No, let's say some more.
Day 4, excruciating pain as the skeleton and organs reform and reposition. Day 5, the host personality has disappeared. Fingers and toes and limbs elongate. I take it you get the picture?
Yeah, I went through puberty once.
Day 6, the flesh around the mouth splits to make way for tentacles. Day 7, a mind flayer is born. This is the abridged
Circle of life,
version,
man.
of course.
So here's the thing. We were told right away by Lae'zel, we need to find the Crush immediately, and like every time we've talked to her, she's been like, why are we talking? We are on she's tapping her watch, like, we don't have time for this. Like, this doesn't take long before it starts. And he just mentioned the entire 7-day gestation period of this parasite, basically. So, by all accounts, we should at least have a fever and graying skin.
Exactly. Our orifices remain blissfully unblooded, our heads remain clear, and our blood temperature normal. Any expert will agree this is abnormal.
As abnormal as it can be to have a parasitic mind flayer slug inside your brain.
That,
can you explain this?
Alas, is where my knowledge fails me. A rogue might call it luck, a priest might call it fate. As for myself, I'm a pragmatic. I see the silence before the storm. Something to sleep on. We should get some
Yes, let's all go to sleep with this nice knowledge that, you know, the storm may be coming and we may just turn all at once. Good. Thank you, Gale. You're doing great. So basically, whenever you see a little exclamation point, it means there's a new... I mean, there could always be some minor new dialogue every time you talk to someone, but that means this is a story moment for this character that will, you know, affect your relationship with this character, your friendship, your, you know, everything. So, you know, just getting to know Gale more and him, you're getting to know his personality as we go, and as the story progresses, as we make certain choices, we'll get a lot more with all the other characters as we figure out what the heck's going on with them. The main oh, right. Never mind. I need to trim down. The main theme of the game, in a lot of ways, is like loss of freedom, loss of will. Oh. What's our friend Asterion doing? Seems he's sneaking around. He's being a little sneaky boy. You underestimate the sneakiness. We'll get into that. But it's a lot of... every one of these characters, as we get into their backstory and who they are, where they came from, every one of them has experienced in their life something that has basically they've lost control of their lives. Some kind of either outside or internal factor has gotten in the, like, has basically taken their free will from them, taken their freedom from them. Lae'zel's the most obvious. Like, right now, as far as... she's the one we know just as little about her as everyone else. But even just knowing what a Gith is, we already know enough. We know that she comes from a society that is extremely authoritarian, extremely, you know, where's Lae'zel? She's over there. I gotta get her back in the party.
Speak.
It is a society that values just complete and total compliance with their rules and their laws. You don't think for yourself. You don't think differently. Basically, you always just do whatever you're told to do. So she's in a society that is inherently built on you not having any real personal freedom of choice or of, like, idea. You can't be kind of your own person in a lot of ways. You're just trying to be a good Gith. So she's the most obvious. That's her real hang-up, is she's in this society where that's all she knows, is just complete subservience to the system. Other characters, as we learn about them, will find more and more things about, you know, in their past and what they're dealing with, where each one of them has basically lost freedom and control of their lives. And we already know, my character, the Dark Urge, I literally lose control of myself. I lose freedom of will and action. And then there's the overarching one, which actually I guess is even more obvious than Lae'zel. We're all infected by a mind flayer parasite that's going to take control of us and turn us into a mind flayer. So that's a very blunt, literal, you know, kind of... It'd be a little bit of a beating over your head with the theme. Like, we're all dealing with that, and that kind of brings us together, but then we find out that each of these people is also individually dealing with their own little problems and their own loss of control. I forgot there's fire there, and they're not dumb, they're gonna jump. Yeah, I'm the only one that was that stupid. I'm not using a spell slot. Well, I can buy a bunch of potions. I'm not... I can also brew potions eventually. It's fine. I have 2 speaking with animal. That's good. And basically... Oh, did you accidentally step in it? Well, the most agile person here. I think his pathing just screwed up and took him in a weird place. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. What are you sitting on for potions? Do you have any? Yeah, and basically your character more or less acts as the catalyst in these people's lives that helps them wrest control back from whatever it was that was oppressing them.
We should check it out, but be careful.
Yes, that's right. This is where you usually get your first shovel. If you're... I mean, kind of. You can. I happen to find one, I think, in the crypt. What I could do is start moving all this stuff to Asterion, because he's mainly going to be a ranged character. Okay, you've already got those. Does anyone else have any... No. Okay, cool. Everything else from the that I did last time, I did in this one. I, went through the whole crypt. I respect Lae'zel... Not Lae'zel. Shadowheart as a monk. Asterion as a bard. I might actually make Lae'zel maybe a paladin. Because I don't necessarily like Karlach as barbarian. I'm not a huge fan of barbarian. I just think fighter is way more versatile. So I'd rather have her be a straight-up fighter. And then Lae'zel could end up being a... Because the thing is, fighter, again, is super versatile. Paladin's amazing. Paladin can do a lot of amazing things. But... fighter, like, you just have so many options. Okay, how do I want to approach this? So there's basically some fighting going on down there. Or that's about to go down there. Still a little stuffed up, if you can't tell. So I need to figure out how I want to deal with this. Part of me would like to keep... I don't want to split the party, so we're not going to do... Yeah, we're just going to do this normal way. Because you can also come up from like if you have, like, primarily ranged... You can come up from the hill, and basically just be sniping down.
Zevlor's orders! That pack of goblins will be on us any second!
What's going on?
Goblins are on our tail! Open the gate, Zevlor, now!
You let goblins here? Where is the druid?
Please! There's no time!
No, that's a problem.
Nine hells! Open the gates!
If they were trying to hit that fence railing, they actually have incredible aim in that case. You had one job. To open that gate. Well, 2 jobs. You had to open the gate and not be murdered by arrows. So I guess, 50% isn't terrible.
Provoke the blade. And suffer its sting.
There's our next party member. He can be fun. He can be very fun. And actually, when you start learning about his backstory, he's got some cool stuff going on in his backstory. As far as his loss of control, it's a doozy. Okay, so we got to figure out how I want to handle this. Okay. Well, let's get a lay of the land. But yeah, you see him, and you're like, oh, is he like, I don't know, just another fighter? Is he maybe one of those, like, really kind of, like, weird classes, like Swashbuckler or something like that? He's actually a warlock. Which actually, you could technically, if you have, like, one of the... I mean, you could technically subclass him. The problem is, with only 12 levels, subclassing isn't really that big a... You really don't want to, unless the class you're subbing into gets a lot of stuff right away that's just kind of useful. But then you're denying yourself your ultimate level 12 abilities, which is why sometimes the level 20 mod. Hello. Heidi home, neighborino. Lunch lady Dorashar. But the level 20 mod can actually be somewhat helpful if you want to subclass, because then you can actually have, like, at least one at 12, and then, you know, get a little more from a subclass. But even without, like, subbing into fighter or any, like, a ranger even, Will's fine as if you just want to keep him as a warlock. Especially early in the game, I feel like if you just keep him straight warlock, he falls off a bit later game. But early on, Eldritch Blast, if you spec into some really cool improvements for it, it is a fucking problem remover. So, okay, so we got a guy up there. Will can take care of him. Ooh, there's some nice people bunched up. If I can get Gale to go... Gale's not going to go in time. This guy's going to go right before Gale, but that doesn't necessarily... Again, he's the nuclear option, and I want to find any spot where I can just hit a lot of enemies in the same spot. He could become a problem. The biggest threats right now are the Warg and the Bugbear. So I think... do they have the archers? Yes, they do. So actually, you know what, Astarion? I'll tell you exactly what you're going to do. You're going to start working on these guys.
On the way.
And I'm going to have you could you... Can you jump? Or, hold on. I want to see how far I can jump with them. Not enough space. Ooh, yeah. I don't have the vertical. Okay. Here's what I'm going to try. I canceled the jump, though. Ah, fuck. Okay. I activated it. I wish I could take that back. Because what I was planning for actually was going to be to, I was going to cast Minor Illusion to try to get the attention of these two so they wouldn't snipe. That's fine. Yeah, nothing else I can do. Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, I guess just jump a little further. There you go.
What's the plan?
Okay, Shadowheart. Right now, I think you just you're monkey right now. Not monkey, you know. Take the staff out. We are gonna have you step of the wind. Double your movement. You cannot quite make it. And I don't think you can make it to either of these dudes. No. Hold on. Get as close as you possibly can. Ah, he's just outside of range. But at the very least, he may decide to attack her instead of going for the villagers. Nope. Too close. I think he's still medium-sized. Like, I'm not within his threatened, like, range. But there's, you know, an old rule about you don't cast in melee. I shouldn't even be shooting in melee, technically. I don't know why I had disadvantage on that. I mean, I guess probably just within a certain range, but if I was, for example, standing right next to him, casting or trying to shoot when you are in melee range or someone allows them an attack of opportunity against you, because it's not how you're supposed to be using that weapon. I like how the warg bled even though it missed him. Blow that horn. Nice try.
Light them up.
How concerned am I about him against Shadowheart. Not particularly. I would rather hit one of these guys. We're going to give him 2, and she's going to get 1. Okay, thank you, camera. Okay, so 1's dead. She has 4 HP. He can take care of her next turn. And any bonus actions? Nope.
Time to push my luck again. These boots have seen everything.
Not might hit Shadowheart if I did that. Okay, so we're just gonna do... That's 70... 65... He's more of a threat to the villagers right now, so I'm gonna take him out. That will also... give them a better chance to hit him.
Get to the high ground! Raiders! Charge the bastards!
Okay, this could... Yeah, that's not going to be good if he gets a good hit in. Seems to be doing okay. Nice. At least I'll just start running. I mean, that's all we can really do right now is just have you run.
Taking position.
You got there way faster than I thought you would. Okay. Action surge. Oh crap, right, she doesn't have dodge anymore. And I don't think, even with a great sword, you can touch him. Wait, you can. No, that's the range attack. Keep taking him out. Nice. Good, good. We're keeping them distracted. Casual walk over to the goblin. Okay. Astarion, can you... Yeah, just swing. And you know what? Can you perform, Queens of the High Seas? Can you do that for a little bit?
What should I do?
I was hoping he'd actually start playing, like... Actually, he will start playing, maybe not in combat. But, like, outside of combat, you could just have him perform. And he'll just take out a violin and start playing one of those songs. And, actually, it can actually get people's attention. So if you want, like, get people's attention away from where you might be trying to sneak in, kind of thing. So I want you... Flurry of Blows him. And then... Main attack. Monk is all about just the sheer number of attacks you can end up throwing. Damn. Yeah, this is going pretty well. I think they're gonna make it.
Good move.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish you off. And who needs to go? You need to go. And there we go.
Important is ever easy.
So we're gonna go and take you out. Yeah.
Time for some bloody work.
Alright, we level up. And then, can I hit any of you without killing any of them? Nope. I could just be like, you know what, we're all going out together. Nah. Yeah, I guess we're good.
I'll bleed every last one of you!
Right now, things aren't going so well for you, buddy. You're kind of the last one left, so, Oh, there's one... Oh, Will never actually took care of that guy. Will, you I assumed you were going to take care of that guy. Thank you. That was very nice of you. You know what? Do, lacerate on him. No. Why did I press that? As I keep saying, I'm going to keep accidentally canceling my turn. Get into a good position. I want to snipe that guy. Yeah, go away. God damn it.
Ready.
Yeah, just hit him.
It's quick.
Nice. I mean, you could have just walked around. Oh, no, actually, the jumping prevented him from, taking an attack of opportunity. This fucker is just not dying. I mean, good for him. He's fighting. Well, okay then.
That was the last of them. Inside! All of you! More may follow! Open the gate!
Alright, so now guess what we get to do. We get to loot the bodies. So much loot. Did I get everything from all these guys? I think so. Yep. Nope. Gloves of Power. On a hit with a weapon, possibly inflict -1d4 penalty to attack rolls and saving throws. Yeah, why not? Was that a melee weapon, or was it a... Hold up. On a hit with a weapon attack. So that's going to Asterion. Especially when he's running around with dual friggin' hand crossbows. Are you kidding me? Alright. So, there's one dude up here. Oh, that's right, I hit dash, I didn't hit jump. God damn it. That's why I messed that turn up. So I think we're good. So let's level up. For the most part, this is going to go quick, except for me, because I may actually have to think about what I'm doing. Oh, thank you for resubscribing, Lunch Lady Dorashar. That's 2 months subscribed. I appreciate that. Okay. It's like, yeah, melee classes are like... Yeah, I'm just going to keep pressing A through this fucking... Or I guess Y in this case. Through this leveling process, because who cares? Whatever, I just... Yeah, oh, I got a new feat. Okay, yeah, guess what? I'm going to increase my abilities. When it's a spell... Any kind of person with spell casting, it's like, okay, hold on, I actually got to think about this. What do I actually need to do? Okay. Think. And yeah, let me know if the sound of, like, their dialogue or menu thing starts going out of sync. Because now I'm paranoid about that because of last stream. So if it seems really out of sync, let me know. But it should be fine the way I do this now. Warding Bond. I ward an ally, again, resistance to all damage. That's pretty nice. But what else can we make? Cure a creature of disease, poison, paralysis, blindness. maybe. This. Never mind, I found the right answer. Well, let's just take a look. Aid, basically, you heal them, give them a little temporary HP. Prayer of Healing, heal all allies you can see. That is very good. I may actually replace Bless with that. Because if I'm not going to have Shadowheart as a second cleric, I'm going to need to probably do most of the healing. Although Astarion as a bard can also do a little. Silence is also good. But one thing, we absolutely want Spiritual Weapon. Having, basically, it's an additional party member, basically. You don't need healing if you don't get hit. That's what I said when I was playing Path of Exile. Was it Path of Exile? I think it was. When I said, the defense is only, I don't need that. If I start taking damage. If I don't take damage, then, I don't gotta worry about it. Yeah, we'll do that. Maybe it wasn't Path of Exile. I can't remember what game I was playing. But I made that point of, but then I didn't actually fuck up. Which is, I was kind of hoping I'd fuck up because that would make a really funny little clip. But no, I actually did fine. So hold person. This is one of the most busted spells, especially at this point in the game. You make someone stand still, they can't act, and that's 10 turns that they're stuck, and if you hit them, it's always a critical hit. That is going to come in handy so much. See, I'm sitting on 3 healing spells, still sitting on this Create Water for a very specific reason, which we'll get to. I don't think I'm going to get to that fight today, though, if I'm going to be honest. Probably not. Alright, Monk. Oh, specialization. We are going to take basically the only... I mean, as much as Way of Shadow is very fitting for Shadowheart, no, the Way of the Open Hand is absolutely the answer that you want. The others have their place, but they're really more specialized, whereas Open Hand is just, no, you just become a fucking damage monster, and, like, so many things you can do with Flurry of Blows now can just completely disable an enemy. Specialization, let's take Hold Person. Invisibility, though. And Knock. Knock is also extremely useful. Oh, god damn it. Cloud of Daggers is also extremely useful. It's a fantastic just zone denial. For him, I'm thinking hold per... Ah, god damn it. Isn't Astarion just good at opening locks, though? Why Knock? Specifically because Knock, there are locks that can only be opened with Knock. Or a similar spell. Astarion, with his high dex, is absolutely really good at picking locks. There are locks in the game that are magical and cannot be picked. There's one actually in the Owlbear Cave, which I might get to today. If you have Knock, you can... I think you technically can unlock it, picking it, but it's an absurdly high check. But by using Knock, you just get right through it. If I remember correctly, I just want to say... No, it's only There is a spell that opens magical locks. Maybe it's not Knock I'm thinking of. That's if it's just by a mundane lock. And, okay, so, I mean, I guess I could... Because you can technically pick that one, but it is an extremely high, save you're trying to get past. Knock is super easy just to get through it. Granted, as I'm thinking about it, I know of, like, plenty of chests where I would want to use this, but I can always... Gale learns so many frickin' spells anyway, and I can always get it later. I'm thinking of what fights I'm about to be getting into possibly this stream. Cloud of Daggers is probably the best one I can use, but so is Invisibility. More Hold Person would also be good, but... I'm talking myself into Cloud of Daggers, because I'm just thinking about the specific places I might want to use this. And for him, he's going to be College of Swords. That's the big thing I want from him. 2-weapon fighting, because he's going to be using hand crossbows. We're going to do sleight of hand stealth. Okay, I could give him that, but instead I'm going to give him, for right now, at least, Scorching Ray for sure, Cloud of Daggers, Melf's Acid Arrow is good, and there's a lot of good utility spells going on. Chromatic Orb is a fair amount of damage. The Chromatic Orb is 3d8 friggin' Thunder now. That's up 24 damage. The thing about Cloud of Daggers is it stays there for 10 turns, so you can just... Especially if you could, like, pigeonhole some people in one spot, you put down 1 or 2 Clouds of Daggers in places from different characters, and that just becomes a fucking death field. As good utility as you can get from things like, you know, Dark Vision, or Gust of Wind, or Hold Person. Gale is here for one reason and one reason only, and that is to point at something and make it not be alive anymore. So we are just going to throw some of this out. I definitely want you and you. Actually, Mage Armor is still kind of useful, but because I never use it. Like, that's the problem. None of these I would really ever use much, but I guess Mage Armor in the long run. Okay. Ooh, wait a minute. What do I want from you? Yeah, I think we might just go Champion. I mean, Battlemaster is extremely versatile. With the Spirit, like the passives that you can do, but... Improved Critical is very good. Lae'zel and not Karlach. We don't actually have Karlach yet. We're still gonna... I'm hoping we can get her by the end of the stream. It depends how quickly this goes, because there's a lot to get through in this town. Lae'zel, more like Lamezel. Ha ha! No. I like Lae'zel. She's fine. I usually stick with the original 5 of you. Just because they have so much more dialogue with each other. Like Shadowheart, Astarion, and Lae'zel, and to a slightly lesser extent Gale, are the ones that talk to each other a lot more outside of combat, or outside of cutscenes. I've never had Will. Will is in a tough spot, because A, he's not one of the people you start with, that you meet in that first little area. So you're not with him as long, and by the time you get Will, even though it's not that, far into the games at all, you've already kind of yeah, okay, I know who these people are, and we probably rested once or twice. We may have done the chapel dungeon, right? So we've already kind of yeah, we're getting a little buddy-buddy now. And then you throw this new guy in the party, and the problem is he's just very milquetoast. You know, he's not... I mean, when you find out more about his backstory, there's more to him, but even then, his personality is still very milquetoast. So it's not the most overt... It's not like Lae'zel and Shadowheart trying to stab each other in their sleep. You know, it's not Astarion being, the bratty twink. It's not about, Gale being, crazy wizard. He can... but it really does show... Because the characters that they were really working with for most of the development, like early access and stuff, it was this group. It was the group I'm using right now. So they really clearly had more development than almost anyone else. What do we want here? Trip attack's not bad. Sweeping attack? Yeah. I mean, Karlach is just such a great character, so she's like... She kind of wins out ultimately over Will for most people just because she's much more, like, overt with her emotions, which just makes her more endearing. Warlock seems like a less good version of Wizard. Warlock, the thing about Warlock is... Warlock works really well with with a character that wants to go into melee. And it basically is it is kind of a one-trick pony for the most part, which is Eldritch Blast. But if you build Eldritch Blast right, it's just a problem remover. But you can absolutely spec him into some other things that will you can either just take him completely out of Warlock, or you can throw something in there that'll enhance Warlock a little bit. Karlach is Himbo Energy, a Golden Retriever, but absolutely, which is why, how can you not love her? I'm still fighting with the, thinking about whether I want to do, increase the party size so I have the whole crew. That would just trivialize so many fights in the game. And to be honest, in a lot of places where you're meant to be fighting with only 4 party members, we're going to be getting in each other's way constantly, which may actually be fun. But, see, I'm taking that one, let's get through this. Disarming may not be bad. Maneuvering, yes. Yeah, you know, we'll give a little bit of defense. You get all the people overworld. I think the mod removes them from combat. You get all people overworld and combat switches your party. That I haven't seen a mod like that. The mod I use, you have them all the time. Oh, now she can get Yankee Jump, which is a racial ability. Because that would be a better mod. If I could have them all just hanging around and then just my group does the fighting. Because then I would probably swap in and out a lot more people. At least as far as the main party. Because, I mean, even right now, a lot of the fights we've been having, just with one extra person in the party like we have now, that's another entire turn of action every single go-around. That's it doesn't seem like a lot, it's a lot.
There are children here, you fool!
Action economy is huge, absolutely.
For our lives. You led them straight to us, and you let them take the druid too? Unbelievable!
One fight just ended, and now you're picking another. Relax.
Tell that to the dead at the gate.
Shut it, Horns!
Well, to be fair, only one
I'd
of
be
ours
lying
is
dead
dead.
next
We
to
took
the
out like
goblins
8
if
of
you
them.
stalled any longer.
My duty is to this camp.
Oh, God forbid you risk your precious tail. But I shouldn't be surprised. Foulbloods ain't known for courage.
You see the tiefling's jaw clench. He's about to erupt.
World Star! How do you feel about Zevlor? I like Zevlor. At first, I was kind of like, I'm sure there's 2 sides to this, and there kind of are, but then once you kind of realize that the leader of the Druids is Lady Hitler, I was like, okay, now I'm 100% in his camp. Fuck her. I can tell you about my first time going through this story and the horrible mistakes I made in trying to deal with the Druids. Because I didn't realize quite what I was getting into. Undruidy? Well, there's a reason for that, obviously, but we'll get into that. Persuasion. Now time to add the constant... you know what? Hey, Starion. You want to help me out with this? Booyah. Not by as much as I was hoping it would.
You're right. There's too much at stake.
Worried about your precious hides, the both of you.
Enough! Squabbling is pointless. The goblins have found us.
At least we agree on that.
More goblins could be on their way.
Oh, fancy this? Yeah, I have so many dice mods.
Time to pack. We need to leave.
Yeah, just so you guys know over there, those guys walk away. I can breathe ice. You have a stick. Just remember that. You're talking to a dragon man.
Forgive that display. Aradin's a blowhard, but that's no cause for me to join him. Thank you for your help out there. I'm Zevlor. Well met. I should warn you, visitors are no longer welcome in this grove. Whatever your business, I'd see to it quickly. The druids are forcing everyone out. This attack will only strengthen their resolve.
So the question is, why are they forcing you out?
There have been several attacks by different monsters. The druids blame us outsiders for drawing them here. Nobody's welcome anymore. They've started a ritual to cut the grove off from the world outside. We can't stay, but we'll be slaughtered if we leave. We're no fighters. I've tried.
Can we convince them to stop?
Korga, their new first druid, won't even see me. You, though, I know it's not your business, but she owes you for saving this place.
Yeah, she does.
Perhaps you could persuade her for more time to prepare, if nothing else.
Yeah, I'll do what I can.
We're messengers now.
We'd owe you a great debt. If we're forced to leave now, we won't make it to the city. You'll find the druids at the heart of the grove.
And boy, do they have trouble getting back to the city when we run into them later.
Before more lives are lost.
At this point in the game, you might be thinking, oh, you know, you might be fine. Maybe you get, maybe roads won't be so bad. No, you find out that their path, to get to Baldur's Gate, oh boy, no, it's not an easy path. They absolutely would have had 0% chance.
Someone's going to answer for this.
Yep. Oh boy, this poor guy. I didn't mean to click on him. God damn it. God damn it. Fuck. God damn it. If I have to do that fucking goblin fight again... We'll see. Did this save after the goblin fight? I'm hoping it did. Because then I can just run through the rest of the dialogue real quick. I was trying to friggin' talk to the kid. But I was looking at chat while I was hovering over it and didn't realize I wasn't targeting the kid. So really, when it comes down to it, chat, this was your fault. I'm blameless in this. God fucking damn it. Okay, I'm gonna pause the recording, not the stream. So on YouTube, you won't have to see this fight again. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll be right back, YouTube. Okay. We are recording again. We did that again. Everything basically went the same. This is, I think, where the person... Wait. Will they not be over here? Hold on. If they're still at the body... Okay, hold up. I don't think there's much here, but I'm just taking a look. I'm just looking through some stuff. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. You don't go worry. I ain't doing nothing. Yeah, there's not anything worth taking. So I'm not even going to touch that person. Not even going to go near him. No, the kid's not even here. So, okay. You know what, let's not even mess around up here. Let's not look. Let's... First things first, go to shop. Then we will talk to these druids. See what's going on. See what the deal is.
Need anything else?
Alright. What are you selling?
Just some bits and bobs I no longer need.
Do you happen to have any gnome jerky? Oh, what do you got? What do you got? What do you got? You have no hand crossbows. That's a problem. Well. I will probably want some of these for Asterion. What do we got? Missile snaring. That would be very useful for Shadowheart. As a monk? Yes. Oh, I have way... I was looking at the wrong thing. Then you know what? Let us start trading some stuff.
Sylvanus, guide your...
Hold on. Okay. We want to take out the hammers. Granted, he does not have a whole lot of gold himself, so we can't, like, sell him 5,000, like...
Please. I won't leave them
Where
behind.
is it? Is it this one? Yep. Nope. Where did I put the... Or are they just in here? Yeah.
This is about your precious Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, family squabble. I'm sure there's two sides to this. We're not gonna get involved.
Stupid apprenticeship.
You know, I think you shouldn't take that from her. I mean, you know, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to get involved in this, but it just seems to me like you two really, okay, I am so weighed down.
Need anything else?
Just get, like, in the middle of a friggin' domestic dispute. I don't think he's right for you, honey.
Of course.
He doesn't appreciate
but
you.
please, remember, you're not the only one in need.
Okay, let's see what I can sell some of this shit for. So here's what we're gonna do, friend. I'm gonna sell you a bunch of this shit until you have no money, and then I'm gonna pay you money for things you have, and then you're gonna give me that money right back as I give you a big hammer, and then I'm gonna give you, and then you're gonna give me that, and then it's gonna go back and forth as I just like it. I mean, or you can just give me everything in your inventory I want, because really, I'm gonna take whatever I want, because I have just so much crap to sell. Okay, so now I definitely want this for Shadowheart. It's a hand axe. 1d6 plus 4 plus an additional d4. Oh, only if they're burning, which it's not always going to happen. I'm going to take a magic missile for sure. Shocking grasp. That's useful. Speak with dead. I already have an amulet that does the same thing, so I don't need it. Lightning bolt. Sure. Oh, I don't have enough gold. Oh no. What else? Whatever am I going to do? There you go. Although I'll give that to someone else, probably. I guess whoever really needs it. Darkness, we don't really need. Detect Loss, we don't really need. These, however, yes. I'm going to give some of these to Asterion. Here, take another hammer. Let's do like 2 of these and 2 of these. Very disappointed. He did not have a whole lot of, like, weapons. Padded armor +1. That could be nice for Shadowheart. So I'll give you that to you. Wear more thrown damage. Who cares? This is heavy armor, which... If I take the feat to be able to wear heavy armor as a cleric, which I probably will, I might do that. So, you know what? I'm just going to put that away, but I am going to sell some stuff so I can afford it. Do I have any more hammers? I do. Yeah, grab this. Wait, how much is it? 480. There we go. There we go. Okay, we're good. I don't really need food. I got plenty of food at the moment. And I have a whole bunch of dyes. Here, I have my last hammer. Taking some camp supplies. And here we can just give you the rest of this stuff. Keeping an eye on how much gold he actually still is sitting on. That we're going to keep. And I think... is there any... I think I don't need that. Those might be useful. We'll hold on to them for now. Alright. I think our business is concluded, sir.
Sylvanus be with you.
So now... Oh, I should start looking into...
Let's get on with it.
alchemy is actually super useful. So you're going to put your missile snaring, and you're going to put this on. You're going to give this to me. Oh, no, that is for mine. Okay. Oh, this is yours. Okay, so yeah, make sure you're wearing that. Everything else looks good. Oh, God, this is what you call a circular conversation. Asterion, you take off the hat. I'm done with the hat. I'm over it. Okay, so you're sitting on everything you need. You will be putting on the gloves of power, for sure. And then I think... maybe redistribution of some of these scrolls. I know it may seem silly to be giving all these attack spells to Gale when you'd be like, well, wouldn't you want everyone to have a little bit of that ranged attack and everything? Here's my thinking on the subject. I'm not going to throw it on Lae'zel, because that's not Lae'zel's job. If I'm spending an action to read a scroll to cast a spell on Lae'zel, I'm not charging and power attacking. So I'm going to give the scrolls...
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not getting in the middle of this.
You would choose strangers over us.
I swear that ox's gaze is what keep the goblins out forever. This is
An ox gazing at me, you say? An ox gazing at me, you say?
Ah, you're addressing me, a humble ox. How quaint.
two spells that are some of the most fun in this game are Speak with Animal and Speak with Dead. They're just... I like... Because you get the amulet for it, for Speak with Dead, so, like, easily. Like, that's one of those things where I just keep that on, and I just talk to dead people all friggin' game. Every corpse I come across, I'm like, hey! What happened to you? What's up with you? How you been? Am I gonna be able to make this? Possibly. Yeah! Yeah, you're not... there's something off about this.
Something's off. This creature isn't what it appears to be.
This is not an important thing at all, really. Like, did you ever speak with Dead on Bane's Chosen? I can't remember. I've never actually finished the game. I've always gotten to, like, toward the end of Act 2. And then thought, oh, I have a new character idea. And then I play a new character, and I play for a while, and then I play another character. Like, I've never actually gotten to and through Act 3. Okay. I mean, I'm sure, like, naturally I would anyway, but I definitely will now. It's a special interaction. Yeah, there's a couple of, like, Dead you can speak to that have... I mean, in some cases it can be one of those things where you can really understand more about, like, a scene or a character based on, you know, things like that. But, yeah, it's one of those things I would naturally do anyway, so I will definitely be doing it now. Yes, if you're the one who killed them, usually they'll, yeah, it'll say the dead is willing to speak, but not to the guy who killed him, which I can completely understand. If the soul's like, oh, someone wants to speak to you, and he's like, oh, who is it? Oh, no, fuck that guy. I ain't talking to him. Yeah, there's more than meets the eye. So, what's going on?
You are incapable.
Oh, come on. See, if I wasn't me, I would... Deception would be Asterian's thing. Persuasion's the best shot I got, probably. God damn it. I got plenty of... I can do this all day, Ox. I just went through that place and got tons of inspirations.
I'll tell you this much. I'm going to Baldur's Gate, with or without the rest of these poor sods. Now, that's all I have to say besides, and I really mean this. Move. Nothing here for you.
Another one. What are you under there, then? Ant? Or rocks?
This, again, this has nothing to do with the story of this frickin' game. At no point, and I'm sure most people playing this, at least the first time, didn't even think to talk to the ox with animal. They may have examined it, but may not even thought. But there's like this little this little mini narrative also going on the side with a lot of characters if you take the time to talk to them. Like, there's all these little stories that you can kind of follow, even sometimes throughout the course of the game, if you run into characters more than once, that, like, tell their own really interesting little stories. But, like, okay, so we just talked to this ox. Something off about him. I don't know what it is. There's something arcane going on here. And now we talk to this, who is a regular ox. This is just a normal ox. And his immediate thought is, oh, okay, so you're what are you actually? Are you an ant? Are you an oryx? So clearly this ox knows that other ox ain't right, and we can already tell that ox is shapeshifted. It's not an ox. It's something else shapeshifted as an ox. And this ox knows it. Maybe I'm an ox too.
You have the smell, but I do not think so. You are not like the keepers here.
And remember,
they become birds to hunt on the wing.
They're also surrounded by druids.
Flesh with teeth. But for me, only oxen, only same old hay. And I cannot even eat it, because the horned ones hide their shiny bits inside.
Shiny bits?
Hiding things. Thinking they're clever. Not clever. Sometimes I eat the shiny bits, and they have to go looking for them on the other end.
wonder if that's what this ox thinks is up with this ox. It's like, we know there's something off about this guy, and we're surrounded by a bunch of people who turn into animals. Which at first you would think, oh, well, clearly this is just like Druid, right? Like, it's just one of them. It's definitely not one of them. We'll actually run into this ox again. Potentially. So, a shiny bit in the hay, and see, that's just a little side thing that...
No fortress, and we're no warriors.
That leads to a little discovery. Oh, they're hiding things in the hay, you say. I'm taking the life savings of these poor refugees. Alright, let's get...
Look who's here.
Where is Will? Will, where are you? Oh, there. Mr. Milktoast.
Give me a best shot.
But he's a nice guy. It's like, I just wish he was more interesting.
Not bad. Again.
And he gets a much cooler look later.
I can't do it. I'm not like you.
Umi, I don't need you to be like me. You just have to buy enough time to run. Come on. I believe in you. You can do this.
Heed the man's word, child. His form is highly efficient.
Kind words in unkind times, my friend. Well met. The blade of frontiers at your...
The man's smile bends downward, and his thoughts become yours. You are the blade of frontiers racing through the wastes of Avernus. Just ahead, a diabolical figure, red skin, single curled horn, blazes with flame, bloodied great axe held high.
Hell's great fires. You were on the ship.
Small world, huh?
Doomed to shed our skin and become a lithid, or so the stories go. But we haven't sprouted any tentacles. Not yet, anyway. Could just be good luck. I'm not so...
Your minds collide once more. Will chases the fiend ignited with rancor. She is an infernal war devil. A threat to the living. Evil incarnate.
Shit! You saw her. Advocatus Diaboli.
God damn it. Who is she?
Her name is Karlach.
Oh, a name.
Archdevil soldier
A name we've already talked about once.
I tracked her through the hells to the Mind Flayer ship, but the damned Illithids infected me before I could end her. She's out there now, preying on the innocent. I don't kill her, she'll leave behind nothing but a trail of corpses.
Let's join forces.
I'm up for the challenge. You've just got
yeah,
to
I know
make a
you
little
disapprove, Lae'zel.
space.
I mean, when we go after Karlach, I will be swapping him out for someone. Just because his story and Karlach's at this point is kind of important. So when we meet Karlach, I'll have him in the party. I could also just increase party size again. And be like, hey, Will, get over here. Get over here. And then as soon as we're done, be like, okay, Will, go back to camp. Go back to camp.
A splendid plan. We'll talk more there.
So, okay, so he's chasing someone named Karlach, and he was at Avernus. Avernus is the first layer of the Nine Hells. It's basically where... I could go into a lot about the Nine Hells and, like, all the different... Starion. So one thing I will say, I wish this did, like, this, if there's one thing another game does better than this, it's what 40k Rogue Trader does with the party and your abilities and skills and, like, skill challenges. Wherein, if, you know, I'm me, and I click on this, and I want to lockpick it, it will just immediately pick the character in my party with the best chance, like, with the highest skill, and they'll be the ones to do it, and I'll, you know, they'll do the, you know, it'll be their role. If I'm in, talking to someone, if I'm in a dialogue tree, and it says, I have a chance for persuasion, and it will even show the little portrait of who's best at it. And if I choose that, they're the ones who will actually technically be saying that dialogue option and rolling for it. If there's, like, persuasion, or there's, like in this case, if there was persuade and it was me, I have the best chance. But there's deception, and that's Asterion, and if there's intimidate, and that's Lysel, like, those two options would have their portraits, and if I select that, I'm using their stats to roll. So that you don't have to constantly be switching people when you want to do certain things. You just always use whatever the highest is among the party. It's kind of like a... It's a thing that, like, I'm kind of surprised it took that long for CRPGs to do. Wow, I am... Yeah, we'll just use Thieves' Tools. Fuck it. Wow, really? There we go. Multiple nat ones this session.
Keep it together. Anything of use?
Don't know why I had to stand on the chest to open it, but you know. That's going to Gale. Oh, actually, you know what? Who might have hand crossbows? Let me go over here because we can also talk to a couple other people.
You ain't gonna shoot me. Your hands are shaking.
Put it down. She can't fight back.
That's the point. Get out of the way.
She didn't kill your brother, Arca. You're better than this.
So I'm gonna walk away.
Wonders.
I trust that you'll do the right thing.
If the crossbow bolt shot through her mouth, would she taste the metal before she died?
Shoot before you lose your nerve, Tiefling. If you ever had it to begin with.
Yeah, no, you can't just shoot a criminal. You can't do it. Even, you know, she'll be tried, and we'll figure out what to do with her. But
Looks like the Absolute sent me a protector. You're gonna kill him too?
You move.
you can. Well, yes, you can technically. Physically. But, you know, we're talking the more... You shouldn't. As a good person, you can't. Like, she's in captivity, you got her, she ain't going nowhere. We'll deal with her when we decide the right way to deal with her. But no, you don't just shoot her from outside the cage. That is true. I don't think they had goblin-sized cages. They were like, well, this is all we got. Yeah, but there's like a food slot that is bigger than her. It's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. You know, let's do a detect thoughts. Not sure I'm even gonna get this, because that is... Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm gonna accept this loss. You don't need to. Oh.
Stop it! Get out of my head!
How did you detect that? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, they're not involved.
I'm gonna bite the heads off your kids, and your birdies, and your dogs.
Shut up, we're dealing with a problem here. How do you switch to non-lethal? Yeah, I can't remember how to friggin' do that.
Let me out, you bunch of softies.
There's a toggle for it, isn't there?
You're gonna be sorry.
Stay. Oh, there it is. Non-lethal. I can't do it that way, but yeah, we'll go non-lethal and just knock him out. They have way more health than they probably should for just a regular old like, for a kid and his brother. Like, they have more than the intellect devourers. They have more than the imps. Yeah, we're just gonna move in, and I'm gonna try real hard to knock you the fuck out real quick.
I'm gonna buy the heads off your kids and your birdies and your dogs.
Okay, so yeah, temporarily
Let's
hostile.
turn someone inside out.
No, Astarion, no. You are also gonna go non-lethal. Oh, it's active for everybody. Good.
Let me out, you bunch of softies.
That, I didn't mean to shoot you. That can't possibly be non-lethal. Unless it is, I don't know.
I speak, they burn.
I don't know if I could possibly fire a spell non-lethally. I don't know how it works in this game. Yeah, I can't remember if it just, like... No, you will not... Like, non-lethal just means you're not actually killing them at all. Yeah, he'll get close enough and he'll bump them.
Can't even catch my breath.
Just make sure. I'm paranoid right now. I don't want to completely have been... Wow. A critical miss. This won't kill him.
You thieves are all boring. Even your cages are boring.
I mean, it's a very utilitarian shape. It's not... Aesthetically, yeah, I guess it's not that interesting.
I'm gonna bite the heads off your
Okay, to be fair, you actually are using lethal against us. So I'm not 100% in love with that. I don't really appreciate that. Okay, he's knocked out. That's all. We're good, right? Ah, just slightly. Not enough movement. Okay.
Keep them guessing. Battle of wits.
You're gonna be sorry.
Stick to it.
Every last one of
Nothing
you.
will stand in my way.
Really? Okay, I'm gonna call in a spiritual halberd to smash him. But do it non-lethally. You know what? We're gonna hold person.
Thieves are all boring. Even your cages are boring.
Shut up.
My path be true.
Can you... you can't get... Oh, it says Gale is too close. That's fine.
On the move.
I mean, he's gonna be sitting there for a while.
I'm gonna bite
Which
the
also
heads
means
off
he's
your
not going to be able to actually call for help.
The dice roll in my favor.
Bonk him.
I won't give in. Shouldn't have made me your enemy.
Okay.
Tiring business, isn't it? All this traveling and adventuring.
We probably
Why
don't
we
want
take a little
to,
break? Allow ourselves a few moments of rest.
This is not the best time. We just assaulted 2 children.
Well.
After I tried to invade one of their minds. This is... I don't know how we're going to explain this, Gale. Something rather important, okay? Well, fine.
We've been on the road together for a while now.
Oh, I know what we're about to talk about.
Survived some perils, overcame some obstacles. Ever since you were kind enough to free me from that stone, I've seen you demonstrate remarkable guile and courage. The way you diffused the tension between Zevlor and Aradin. The way you stood in front of a crossbow to prevent a murder. In short, I've grown to trust
The way you beat the crap out of those little shits. Second deathmatch you've caused. Okay. The first one was legitimately my fault. I mean, they're both my fault. The first one was legitimately just a complete accident. Stood in front of a crossbow to save the murderer, then beat the grieving up. Yes. But here's the thing. The initial one, yes, I misclicked. Completely misclicked. Like, that was just... I did not mean to try to click on the body. I was trying to talk to the kid. To be fair, I was probably gonna, like, well, not in character, but out of character, I was probably gonna make fun of him. But that was my thought. This time, I did intentionally try to get into his head. I didn't realize he'd be able to detect it. Because I've done that before. I've never had him... Like, I've never actually failed that. And it's usually just like, oh, I can sense, you know, conflict in him. He's, you know... I was trying to do it for the narrative. I didn't realize they'd immediately take a swing at me. You trust me? I do appreciate it. That's very nice.
The reason I make a point of saying this is that I've grown confident enough to tell you something I've yet to tell another living soul. Except for my cat. You see, I have this condition. Very different from the parasite we share, but just as deadly.
The
specifics are rather personal, but suffice it to say that it is a malady I've learned to live with, though not without some effort. What it comes down to is this. Every so often, I need to get my hands on a powerful magical item and absorb the weave inside.
So your illness can cause you to consume raw magic. Yeah, I'm gonna need some details on
I can
this.
say no more on the matter. Not now, anyway. Just trust me when I say it's all of vital importance.
And it is.
It's been days since I last consumed an artifact, since before we were abducted. It's only a matter of time before my craving returns. That is why I turn to you. I need you to help me find magic items to consume. It is vital. Dare I say it? Critical.
So remember how I was talking about how the main theme of the game is how each of these characters, apart from the obviously overarching we have parasites in our heads, has their own backstory that involves them losing control of their life, losing their will. Now we have a very obvious allegory for addiction, except it's a little different. There's much more at stake here. But now we can see, as we're getting to that point where we're going to start getting just the first hints of what's actually going on in all these people's lives that we're going to be trying to fix to help them get control back. Where do you suggest we find artifacts? I mean, I could give you one of the gloves we have, but I'd be happy to help.
You have my thanks. And fear not. Your implicit trust is well placed and will be rewarded with any and all means at my disposal.
As long as you keep blowing people up,
Sure,
that's all the payment I need, Gale.
Find what I need. Faerun overflows with magic-infused treasure. As do our packs, as a matter of fact. We've such an item already in our possession. Primed for the moment the need arises. I hope I can count on
I mean, yeah, I could give him one of the gloves. I don't want to. I know of a couple other items I could probably just grab. Yeah, so you're just gonna stand still for a little bit. I'm not gonna loot you. I'm not gonna steal from you. Oh, I'm not gonna open that either.
With my cage for?
I want to talk to her.
It's too late to make friends, warg meat. My tribe's coming.
Oh,
They're gonna
and-
burn this pretty place for the glory of the Absolute and hang you by your guts.
Oh, so where is this camp? Yes, I would like to know, where are your troops, and may I go and count them? The Absolute, if that's your god, I don't know them.
Goddess. We're burning her name across the face of the world.
I was about to say we're burning her. I was like, oh, that's an odd thing to do.
The blessing in the storm and the storm itself.
Have any holy literature on you? Do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior, the Absolute? An all-powerful goddess that can't get you out of a cage.
Maybe she sent you to help me. And you will. If you want to save your skin, and if the Chiefs stick a few arrows in us on the way out of here, don't worry. Priestess Gut will patch us up. Got a whole lab set up. Cooks up potions that fix our lads, no matter how much of a beating they take. Could probably stick your head back on if someone was to chop it off. Mighty booyog.
I'm not saying we should trust a goblin, but she sounds very useful.
I'm not Astarion, I love you, but I'm not taking... Yeah, nice story. Cool story,
It's
bro.
the truth. I swear on your mother's grave. Get me out of here,
She's
and
not
I'll tell
dead.
you where to find her. Deal?
Yet. I mean, eventually everyone dies, but I'm doing... Kalimvor would tell us that, but no. So, I mean, you can't swear on a grave that hasn't been dug yet. Not a chance.
Suit yourself. Looking forward to seeing what your innards look like. Oh, you tents are all boring. Even your cages are boring.
So here's the thing. We're just gonna close this door. No one saw anything. And we will never speak of this again. Your kids are fine. They're gonna be fine.
Right.
Ma'am.
I've got food, water, my dagger.
Okay, we got a couple things we gotta do over here. Then we will talk to the druids and we'll see what's going on. There you are. We'll be coming back to him once we find Karlach.
Thanks for fighting off those goblins. If you need to replace any gear, just ask. My selection's pretty slim.
Do you have two-hand
I had to leave
crossbows?
most of my equipment in Elturel.
That forge is holding on by a thread. Are you a smith?
Of sorts. Used to be a bread and butter tinsmith before Elturel fell into Avernus. These days, my talents are more.
So, Avernus
Learned a lot in my time in the
is the
Hells.
first layer of hell I
Hope to
mentioned
forget most of
before.
it.
Again, I could talk a lot about the hells.
Between you and me, there's nothing in all the realms like the utter power of infernal machinery. Alas, my offerings are far more humble these days.
Each one has its own lord of, that realm. The hell is a lot about politics and, like, just backstabbing and intrigue going on between the archdevils, all trying to gain power. Avernus is a little different in that it's on the front lines of a war between the hells and the abyss, between devils and demons. So fighting is going on constantly in Avernus. This war between the two of them just basically seems to never end. So that's where a lot of, like, mortals are probably going to end up getting involved, because they may make a deal with a devil or demon to fight the other side. More powerful people will actually, like, travel to the other realms to actually deal with powerful devils and things like that. But Avernus is the place where there's frontline fighting constantly. So, yeah, there's a reason why Will was there. There's a reason why Karlach was there. That's where a lot of people of our level, if you're going to be involved in hell and not be dead, it's probably going to be somewhere in Avernus. Let me see the wares. So he basically was someone who was... Is that a hand crossbow? That's a light crossbow. Shit. Oh well. Great sword. Do you have... I was hoping for like a good long sword so I could go shield. But that's fine. Scimitar. Padded armor. Hide armor. That's medium. Dex saving throws. Eh. Can't remember if he actually like swaps out some of his stuff if you like rest for a while and then come back. Halberd would be a lot more damage than what I have, but like Watcher's Guide, I mean, I could grab a halberd. Again, it does so much more damage. And any magic item Gale can absorb will have this. I can't see my cursor. I don't think. No, you can't. But you can see there on the Watcher's Guide at the bottom, Gale can absorb this item. Because not everything is. Not every magic item counts. Like, I'm pretty sure these don't. Yeah, this one doesn't have it. This is technically a magic item. He can only absorb things that have Like, for example, the Watcher's Guide. That is a unique item. Those are the ones he can absorb. I mean, yeah, I like halberds. And, I mean, this does more damage in one hand than that does in two. I might grab the halberd. That's a decent amount of damage. Yeah, do it. The True Strike on every second hit and everything. Oh, I want to trade, not yet. The True Strike on every, if you miss, is nice, but you're still wasting a turn just getting that True Strike. So yeah, we'll just go with a higher damage item. Maul. Ah, good old Maul. Yeah, it does potentially more damage too. Yeah. And I like halberds. I can do like trips with them and things like that. Although the other possibility is grab a magic shield with like the magic hand axe. This will be +2 armor class, +1 saving throw. It's not. +1 saving throw is nice, but again, is it really necessary? Probably not. A better quarterstaff? Actually, yes. For 65, we can do that. We can swing that easy. I don't think anyone else needs a really good bow or anything. Nah, he's fine. It's better crossbow, but I was really hoping for the hand crossbows. I'm pretty sure you find either a masterwork or a magic hand crossbow fairly early, if I remember correctly. So we should be able to get them pretty quickly for him. Athletics +1. Strength saving throw. We're fine. I think we're fine. So we're going to be dealing with him because he mentioned something. He was a smith in Avernus. So he's dealt with infernal machinery. The machinery used by the devils. Isn't there one on one of the monster in the swamp? I think so. I think there's actually another one as well, possibly where the like the quote-unquote paladins are. Like that general area. I think you get one there too. It's either a mundane one or a magic one. But I'm almost positive you get one, yeah, somewhere in the swamp quest. Because remember, I had like a couple of them by the time I got to Act 2.
If it isn't the talk of the camp. It's a rare day when
Isn't she such a sweet old lady?
Thank goodness you came along when you... Oh! You're twitching something fierce, love. And your eyes. You look like you don't know the meaning of the word sleep. Auntie Ethel will sort you out. I've lotions and potions galore.
Are you an alchemist?
Oh, nothing as fancy as that. But I come from a long line of women with a dab hand at such things.
Do you?
Aha! You take a sup at that and you'll feel right as rain, sweetie.
Is that moonshine? What is it exactly?
Oh, 'tis just a healing potion, nothing fancy. Here. You just look like you might need a pick-me-up. I'm sorry to go on about it, but are you all right?
There ain't a roofie in it, I promise you. Then turns out it's Bill Cosby shapeshifted. I don't really know what's wrong with me, that's the problem. I've been better. It's difficult to explain.
I've seen it all.
I don't think you have.
I once had a fella who'd been caught dabbling with a dryad. The wife was none too pleased and introduced him to a pot of boiling oil. But worry not. I fixed him up, and depending on the lighting, he looks good as new. My point is, whatever ails you, I promise I've seen worse.
Boiling oil.
Why, she sounds positively demented. I love it. Let's tell her everything.
What is it, Petal? What's wrong?
So you say you've seen the worst. Okay. Here's the thing. I don't know if you've seen parasites that eat your brain and turn you into a mind flayer. Boiling oil, a little cosmetic surgery. I get that. That's pretty bad. Maybe a detached arm. I mean, any cleric with regeneration can pop that right back on there. This, I'm willing to bet you haven't seen something like this yet.
As you recount your adventure, Auntie Ethel nods along, her eyes wide.
You poor pet! My heart goes out to you, truly.
I thought you'd be more surprised than that.
I see no sign of a tentacle yet, but that could change in an instant. You need help. Serious help. I've ne'er a potion or lotion here that could do it, but yes, I may have something at home.
Oh, how convenient. Such as?
I've collected some interesting bits and bobs over the years. You'll have to stop by my house, just at the edge of the forest. Let me mark it on your map. I'll be heading back soon, so I can meet you there.
Well, doesn't this sound pleasant?
Now, do you
We
need
can have some
anything?
tea.
I have a few odds and ends for sale. Hey,
What
Baldur.
harm? What do you have? Staff. Quarterstaff. What did I just buy for Shadowheart? Is this better? I think that's just a +1, isn't it? That's a 4 to 11, just +1. This doesn't do as much damage. However, you get a +1 bonus to unarmed attack rolls and damage. While you're not wearing armor, you get a +2 to saving throws. So not as much damage, but it does have some nice little bonuses there. And I get the +1 of damage on any of my like secondary unarmed attacks or flurry of blows. That might actually be worth it. How much money am I sitting on? Fuck it. I would like you then to... We're just going to sell that then. I'll give this one to Shadowheart instead. Yeah. Because, I mean, it's still better than what she has. And even though it's going to do slightly less damage than the +1 one. Actually, I guess it's the same damage, but her natural attacks will do the +1, and she's... If I take the armor off... Actually, I don't know if light armor... Does light armor count or not count? I actually don't know. Whatever. Yeah, because I mean, flurry of blows and like all the other things monks can do. I would rather have the damage going off on that. The one weapon attack is that's not really the case. Like that doesn't matter for a monk. It's all those unarmed attacks you're doing extra that are going to really be your damage dealer. Throw this on Shadowheart. Everything else looks good. Do you want this? I'm not quite willing to sell it yet. Sell that. Anything else we need? Or want to sell? Yeah, get rid of that. I'm keeping Featherfall for sure. There's a place I can actually think of. And we also just got a potion of greater healing from her, which is nice. Isn't that nice? She's such a nice woman.
Be careful on the road. I'd hate if something happened to you. Take care, Petal.
Although it is kind of weird that she was just like, oh, Mind Flare Parasite. Oh, you poor lad. Oh, yes, I got just the thing for you. Most people would be like, I'm sorry, you have what in your fucking head? In fact, probably a lot of common people would be like, what the fuck is a Mind Flayer? So before we continue fucking about... So we're gonna go talk to our druid friends and see exactly what's going on here. Oh, don't worry, Petal. I got just the thing for you. See, I just got... If you have a Mind Flayer parasite, there's one cure that will always work. I collected this little bit and bob over the years and just pulls out a gun. Here you go. Bomb. All better. Now you won't turn into a Mind Flayer. That accent. I don't even know what that accent was trying to be.
Let my daughter go right now!
She's a thief, hellspawn. And you will wait for Korga's judgment. Now get back!
Oh, let me through, Ragrasham, or I'll rip your damn throat out!
Bear. Hey, fellas. Hey, Smokey.
Come, Magrin. Give him a chance. You, get back!
For me, you'd be overrun by goblins, so,
For me, you'd be overrun by goblins.
Why am I getting doubled? Why'd my phone turn on? That was weird. Anyway. See, this seems like the cool thing to do. Like, I'm just gonna go. But considering everything that's happened so far, and that I've already started 2 fights in the fucking friendly town, I don't remember if, like, they get really pissy about that. So I'm not even gonna touch it. We're just gonna say this.
Keep back! Force my hand, and I'll show you its claws.
A moment, Giona.
What? Oh. I understand. You. Apparently Korga wants to see you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know, like, you probably just saw me and thought, he's just like a regular guy, like, he looks like everyone else around here. He definitely doesn't look like the only dragon person we've probably ever seen in our lives. Oh, Lord.
Ah, my good friend. You were at the gates just now, no? When the goblins came?
There we
you
go.
saw them up close? A few questions, if you please. There's no overstating my interest.
Yeah, fine. You know what? Ask your questions.
Glory. Now then, how would you describe that particular batch of goblins? Size, nature, distinguishing qualities?
They were short.
Search your mind, successfully recalling various details of goblin
They were green.
behavior.
Some of them had weapons. Yeah, common variety, led by a Lasher, flanked by Booyogs. Give an exact description, sure. Hey, I made the roll, might as well.
One of rare, jam-colored hue and wielded magic blowguns.
A Mythweaver. This man has no respect for truth.
I don't know, it sounds like what I just said, I'm pretty sure.
The dragon they had marching in the rear, was it of the brass or silver variety?
Dude, I mean, come on. Do you not know anything about dragons? Clearly, brass or silver dragons, they're good aligned. They're not going to hang out with goblins. You're thinking chromatic dragons, not metallic. Actually, exactly.
Witnesses noticed red dragon.
Closer, yeah. If it's going to be anything, probably that.
Rear. Last question, then you'll be quite free. Did the attackers rally to the absolute when they fell upon the gates?
Well, it's funny you mention that. As much as you've been basically, you know, changing everything I'm saying to lies, we did actually hear one of these goblins in camp mention this absolute. I don't remember if any of them actually say anything about the absolute when they're in combat, actually. I don't remember them saying that. Unless they, like, just, like, did, like, offhandedly, like... But yeah, well, but we do know they definitely are in league with something called the Absolute.
They did, didn't they? Oh, curious. Oh, curious indeed. I've interrogated one. A captive in this very camp. She reports they've abandoned their god Maglubbiet in favor of someone called the Absolute.
Oh, well, she didn't tell me about Maglubbiet. If I had known she had turned her back on Maglubbiet, man, I would have let that kid shoot her. Me and Maglubbiet go way back. What do you think Maglubbiet makes of this change?
Oh, I'd imagine him quite displeased.
Yeah, you know, goblin gods probably aren't the most lenient.
Goblins are informed by a kind of strategy anathema to their kind. I, for one, intend to get to the bottom of it. I'm just preparing to head to their camp as we speak, in
That's
fact.
a good idea.
If you'll excuse me, I ought not to door roll.
You're just gonna... You, being you, are gonna walk right into a goblin camp. That's a real smart idea, Thugnificent. Yeah, they're not... Sure. Just be careful.
Mind. Who needs mercy when you've a quick tongue, hmm? And an invisibility potion stashed in your back pocket.
Now, there you go. That actually is okay.
Until we meet again.
Yep, and we will. I may, in fact, allow you to stick me in the eye with a needle a couple times later on in the game. Don't ask. You'll see.
I'm...
Can you sleep somewhere else?
Huh? What's that?
Oh yeah, I do have some fish. Actually, we can always like do this later. Let's just. We've been dawdling too much. Let's actually get to. Hey, Boyd. Immediately start dawdling again.
Concentrating. Does this look good? Is the coin in the middle?
Slightly off.
Yes. Yes, you're right. That's it.
Perfect. Again, speak with animals is such a fun little spell. Piggle.
I thought you were housing.
The boar prances around, haunches clenching and unclenching impatiently.
Where's Alcin? Promise me a mate.
Bro wants to get him some strange. Get into blue balls. And actually, there's an animal we can talk to in here too.
She stole the idol of Sylvanus. She must pay the price. We will imprison the thief.
Hey, you having a drumhead trial? Can I join?
Please. I'm sorry.
This is madness, Korga. She's just a...
A what, Wrath? A thief? A poison? A threat? I will imprison the devil. And I will cast out every stranger.
A death viper. You've milked their poison before. A single drop of it could kill that child in a heartbeat.
So yeah, if at any point you're, coming in here thinking, I mean, if this is the Druid Grove, they're kicking these people out, but now, the Druids got their thing going. Maybe they just don't want people, leading goblins to them like they kind of did. But you kind of start losing a little sympathy when the person leading them right now wants to murder a child.
Girl? You mean parasite?
Again, Lady Hitler.
Drinks our water, then steals our most holy idol in thanks. Wrath, lock her up. She remains here until the rite is complete. And keep still, devil. Tila is restless.
Come, Korga. We took back the idol. Surely...
Do it.
The snake's hiss of approval reveals its intentions. Should the child struggle, it is poised to strike. The death of a child. A timeless tragedy.
Shut up, Dark Urge mind thoughts. Considering what happened when I tried to read a child's thoughts, we're just gonna try persuasion. Because if I failed that, So, okay. After this is... I gotta do... The first time I played this game, I didn't do this as smartly as I should have.
Very well. She may go. Break your word, and my serpent shall feed. Sif, Tila to me! Out, thief. My grace has its limits.
It hurts.
Thank you, Korga. Master Halsin...
No, never mind
isn't
that.
here. Keep his name off your tongue, lest Tila pierce it.
Shadow, what was that?
I know that look. You're wondering why I was in pain before.
A little bit. Your hand was also glowing. That's a little more
clear
concerning.
the air about that now. It's just an old wound that hurts me from time to time. Nothing to be concerned about. It's nothing to do with the
I have a
tadpoles,
wound there.
at least, in case your imagination is in danger of getting away from you. It's just something I have to live with.
Now, this is not... Well, it is tied a little bit to her. This is the first hint of things going on with her and her whole backstory thing. It's going to be a bit before we actually get into what this is about. But it's just, again, we're getting little indications. There's something wrong with all these people. How badly does it hurt?
Quite a lot, if I'm being honest. But it always passes quickly, so I can manage.
Okay. Turn to other matters. We'll leave that alone. We will talk about this later, too. Her D20. Gale, what do you got?
That woman has more venom in her heart than a snake in its fangs. But at least the child is safe. What is youth if not a time to be forgiven for one's transgressions?
Putting a trap. What did I just roll? Why was I just rolling? That may have been rolling... I don't know, actually. Oh, it actually may have been one of the NPCs doing a roll for something. Possibly a perception or something. Yeah. Putting a child on display like that is monstrous. I'm glad we intervened.
Couldn't agree more. The girl wasn't innocent, but that doesn't mean she was guilty.
What? Oh.
I suppose you've noticed I'm not terribly fond of
Oh, was that you
wolves.
rolling?
They're ravenous predators with fangs like daggers. It's hardly an irrational fear to
Wolves
harbor.
are awesome. They're big,
You've
floofy
been
boofs.
decent to me so far. Maybe if you can, don't make me face any more of them. At least, not alone.
I will try to avoid wolves in the future where possible.
Thank you.
While you're around.
I had a feeling you'd be understanding.
Okay, so there's like a couple wolves over there. I'm going to actually separate you from the party. You're going to fight them alone. We call this immersion therapy. So, the first time I did this, I was like, oh, fuck this bitch. Fuck these druids. Even though, I mean, I figured a lot of them seem to not want anything to do with her. Like, they're like, no, Halsin, who they've mentioned before, that's the druid the goblins captured. He apparently used to be leading this place, from what we can understand. And she doesn't want them to, like, talk about him. She's clearly just gone mad with power, as, you know, so you can think. So I was like, okay, fuck it. We're just gonna attack her. You know, if we have to get into a fight, we can get into a fight. What, there's only like 3 of them. They're not easy because they all turn into fucking animals. What I didn't realize is, unless you can kill them extremely quickly, and I don't even know if it's possible, without them raising any kind of alarm, basically, I ended up killing everyone here. And then I left and was like, okay, now we're just gonna sneak out. It turns out all the druids in the camp immediately get the warning. They all turn to animals and they just start slaughtering the refugees. So that didn't work out. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna be very careful in here. Because also, every single one of these animals is a fucking druid. Like, it looks like this, only like, the wolf... Oh, man, that could just be a wolf. Okay, we got, like, a guy over there, we got a guy over there. What, 4 people? You don't realize every single one of the animals in here is gonna fucking turn into a druid. And now you're dealing with, like, way, way more, and every single, like, druid in town is now a bear, it becomes a problem.
Go on. Say it. You think I'm a monster?
Well, your word's not mine.
Yes, you would say so. I know your kind. You see only
What do you
villains,
mean, you people?
victims. A viper bears her fangs defending her brood. I call her mother. You call her monster.
You see, my mom never
No
threatened to
matter.
kill a child with a snake.
I took back the idol of Sylvanus, and the rite is resumed. We will seal the grove, free from harm, free of intruders.
Yes, only those of pure blood will remain, right? Yeah, he's kind of... This is what I did the first time. Not gonna do it. Resist. Yeah, he believes people are gonna perish.
Mine perish if he stays. You showed great mettle at the gate. The mettle of a skilled sword for hire. I want you to provide your services to Zevlor. Offer to guide the Outlanders out of the grove. I'm sure they'll reward you well. They're to be gone before final prayer. If they are not, the Viper must strike.
It seems I'm gonna have to talk to him then.
You will do more than speak. This tale ends but one way. With the Outlander rot cleansed, and the grove forever shrouded.
See, every time you say something that kind of makes sense, like, hey, look, I'm just trying to protect my people, then you go back to referring to the refugees as a rot. It's like, okay, you were so close to making me think, you know what, maybe you're not so bad, and maybe you're just doing this out of desperation. It's a survival thing, I get that. And then immediately you go back to, oh, we are the Ubermensch. It's like, okay, you didn't have to go there. Like, it's irredeemable. But the rest of the druids are decent people. But she does have a point. Look, if he wants help, you look at you guys. You guys could fucking kill some goblins. Yeah, just get them out of here.
I know. We're nearly done.
Oh, actually, I have a weapon I want to throw on to people.
Can't afford to stay idle.
Cool.
Can't give up now.
And I am taking this. Hell yeah. There's also a really nice glaive I get for doing the quest with the druids and the refugees. I think you can get it regardless of how you handle it, but I know I can get it doing it the way I'm going to do it. Oh, what's up?
Please. I'm resting.
Yeah, something took a chunk out of you.
The bird says nothing, trying to rest.
Sorry.
The bird says nothing. Only the sound of its labored breath fills the silence.
No, I didn't mean to talk to you
The
again.
bird's eyes are glassy. Its breathe, your chest tightens. Your fingertips shake.
There we go.
I see you. Just give me a moment.
I mean, I was just talking to the bird. I would hope you'd see me. Anything I can do?
A moment. This may be captured. There. It's up to her now. Life or death. Now.
The bird immediately chooses death
What
and just
was
like
it you
runs
needed?
into the like wolf's mouth. Healing. Can you talk with animals? The bird. Yes, that I basically did. The bird didn't want to talk. Actually, I think I can talk to the bird now. Now that it's not like in pain, in horrible, horrible pain. Healing. Yeah.
I do
so.
what I can. For most folks, that's enough. Come here. Let's have a look at you. You seem healthy enough. A bit tired around the eyes, maybe.
Funny you mention eyes. Yeah, let's just get it out there.
A tadpole. A mind flayer tadpole.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of regretting that choice. Can you help me?
I'll do what I can. Come, follow me. I might be able to help. We need to be quick. This way.
Hey, Boyd.
The bird's eyes are glassy. It's
No, I'm not tearing the wings off. I think later on the bird is flying around, like it does recover eventually, and then I think maybe then you can talk to it. I remember talking to it. Although I don't know if that's a Mandela thing.
This one had the same problem as you. Attacked us in the woods together with some goblins. Tadpole crawled out of his head soon after.
Kind of hoping I wouldn't have to let you kill me, but all right, we're just gonna jam this in there and root around and see what we get.
I'll do the best I can. I'm no Master Halcyon, mind. He'd have your tadpole out like that. Still, we have options.
A lot of people mentoring Master Halcyon. Maybe I should just go. Maybe I should just go to him.
I've a vested interest in the outcome.
All right.
Yeah, you do.
Let's see what we can do.
I'll take any help I can get.
Of course. Now, tell me what's been happening. Any symptoms? Strange events?
I mean, getting captured by a mind flayer and having him shove a worm in my eye, that's kind of a strange event. I can merge my mind with anyone infected. That is kind of weird.
Victims can identify each other. Not that the others know they're victims, of course. How'd you pick up the parasite? Halcyon was desperate to find where all this was happening.
Yeah, you know, anal probe, things like that.
A mind flayer ship? But Master Halcyon was sure. Look, you've been straight with me, so I'll be straight with you. You're dangerous. If you transform here, we're all dead. But you seem like a good soul. You deserve a chance to save yourself. This is a vial of wyvern poison. Swear to me, you'll swallow it if you feel any symptoms.
In Kellenvoy's name, I swear.
I hope it doesn't come to that, but thank you. Here. You know, I've spent my life treating folk and never once saw a mind flayer infection. Then suddenly, there's dozens of you. Maybe more. Master Halcyon and I were tracking them, studying them, trying to figure out what the hells was going on.
You're not seeing what's going on back there?
Changing. There should be a small army of mind flayers out there. But you're not. Weird powers aside, you seem perfectly normal.
Yeah, so I should be changing, which is what Gale was also saying.
Mind flayers reproduce by infecting someone with their parasite. 7 gruesome days later, the victim transforms and a new mind flayer is born. The thing in your skull, though, it's different to anything in our records. It's one of their worms for sure. But this one gives you powers. Telepathic connections. And it doesn't turn you into one of them. Not yet, anyhow.
That's good news?
Could be. But there's a lot we don't know. Infected, folks like you, have been converging on an old temple of Selûne. And I've no idea why. When Master Halcyon heard the adventurers were heading that way, he saw a chance to get answers. Joined on the spot. Whatever he found there, he didn't make it back.
Think he's still alive?
I think so. I hope so. I've sent birds to find him, but they can't get close without goblins trying to shoot them down. You, though, you're one of them. Technically speaking, I mean. They won't kill someone carrying their parasite. If you can find Halcyon and get him out of there, we can discover what he learned. And perhaps he can save your life. How's that sound?
All right.
Thank you. It would mean everything to the Grove. To me. I wish I could tell you more. But only those adventurers know what happened out there.
Oh, really?
All I can say for sure is they all went to the old temple of Selûne.
And Master Halsin didn't make it back. Good luck out there. And if things start to go bad, remember the vial. Remember your oath.
Technically, this does just mean I have a vial of really good poison. I could use that on a lot of people.
Never tried it, and I hope to keep it that way.
Bottled tentacles, Halsin's pipe. No one saw that, right? Good. So here's what we're gonna do. Where's my speak with dead? All right.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Who killed you?
Druid. Bear.
Okay, yeah, How many drow are out there?
Minthara. Back at camp.
I know all about Minthara. Where did you get your tadpole?
The corpse remains silent. It doesn't understand the question.
So, yeah, a lot of them probably don't even know that they were infected. Where did you start following the Absolute?
Moonrise Towers. Initiation.
Were you abducted by mind flayers?
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
So that's why Speak with Dead is cool. You can get some just a little extra peppering of information here and there. Also got some inspiration. So we know Moonrise Towers. That is a name we haven't heard yet, really. But we're going to hear that name a lot. I think one character may have mentioned the name, but now we know it there's a direct connection. Okay, so there's something we're gonna have to do here. It's not this room, is it? I think it is, actually. Okay. No, not you. Not you. Split Asterion off. Asterion, this is where you are going to shine. I need you to be sneaky. See, this is where I was thinking I might want to use invisibility, just to make this that much easier. But fortunately, there's no one in the room. Kaga's chest, so it's hers. Oh, I meant lockpick. Shit, someone's in here. Are you fucking kidding me? But wow. Yeah, a natural 1, then a 25. Really? You didn't see nothing. You're not seeing nothing. You're not seeing nothing. You're not seeing nothing. I could actually have someone go over there and talk to him.
Whatever comes, I'm ready.
Just get him to turn away, basically. Hey, how you doing?
What will the tieflings want next?
Okay. You didn't see nothing? I love little interactions like that. Divinity Original Sin 2 has a lot of that kind of stuff too, where you can, like, especially in multiplayer, you can have like one person running distraction while another person's stealing some shit. It's kind of great. Alright. Regroup.
shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting
Okay.
times.
So, we got some stuff we're going to read in a second. I just want to get out of here. So now we know the basic story here. We got refugees. The druids want them out. They're doing some kind of rite that's going to seal this place off.
My bed.
So there's goblins. They're a problem. And unfortunately now they know where this place is. We know there's a place, an old temple, where these people worshipping the Absolute, who apparently are all infected by Mind Flayer parasites, which... yeah, that's not the kind of outbreak you want, is a whole bunch of Mind Flayers when one of them would, like, be enough to, like, completely decimate a city. So we're going to talk to the adventurers in town. That'll give us a pretty good idea of basically what our next steps are. The next steps basically are go to the Goblin Camp. However, before we do that, we're going to have to go find Karlach and meet a new friend. But that will probably be for next time, because this stream is unfortunately... it took way longer to get where I am because of all the technical issues. So, if this... assuming everything looks good on the recording, and it seems like everything's been going well on stream, I guess in future I'm just going to have to stream Baldur's Gate 3 specifically through OBS, and I can do everything else through XSplit. Ah, good old Unity. Or whatever engine this is. Thanks, Cliffy Beat. They are over here, I believe. They're kind of where the infernal blacksmith was. Now that we have everything, I'm kind of out of earshot. Asterion, where is the stuff you grabbed? So, half-torn note. This was in her personal locker. The marks crisscrossing the page don't look scribed so much as slashed. Kaga. Swamp docks. Tree. Meet me. Alone. Olodon. The swamp. Tree. Meet me alone. Interesting. Faldorn's Canticle. The Shadow Druid's Doctrine. The book's spine is limber from overuse. The corner of one page is folded inward. Balance is a myth. Where any clan treads, nature struggles. Unity is a fiction. Men of mere flesh seek only to tame beast and raise flora. We are thunder. We are the rain. We shatter mankind and grow new life in its place. There's a reason why this was not out in the open. These people here are not shadow druids. They are not part of any kind of we're the revenge for nature kind of cult. Kaga clearly either is, or at the very least is really enjoying their literature. Which I would say is a bit of a red flag. It's like the Mr. Plinkett Revenge of the Sith review, when Palpatine talks about the Darth Plagueis the Wise to Anakin, and Mr. Plinkett says, "Now, just for context, in this universe, that would kind of be like if you were just talking to a friend that you've known for a long time, and suddenly he mentions that he's been reading Mein Kampf." What was that you said? About Mein Kampf? Okay, so you were there.
If it ain't the fearless Goblin Slayer, you sure you want to be seen with me? I ain't exactly popular with this lot.
Yeah, your hair looks dumb. Anyway, I just need information. To be fair, yeah, you were... Yeah. You could try to be a little friendlier, but no, I get it. You were you're all about to die from goblins and getting kicked out of the grove, so, you know.
Half my crew are full of holes. Now I'm gonna take the blame for leading the goblins here, and losing track of the bloody druid.
Yeah, they'd have found out eventually. Where did they come from?
They chased us, all the way from the ruins we were poking around in.
Okay, so that's where you lost track of the druid.
Aye. His name's Halsin, and if he's still alive, he'll be cursing the day he laid eyes on me. We've got a contract.
Nah, he's actually a pretty decent dude. He understands. Shit. Basically, shit went tits up real quick.
When he heard about it.
And what are you gonna do? You're in the middle of a goblin camp.
Goblins got
That
him
happens.
when we were turning tail. He's either digging latrines or boiling in a cookpot by now.
That contract.
Job's all yours, if you got a death wish. There's a wizard in Baldur's Gate that'll pay gobloads for a relic, supposedly buried round these parts.
You don't say.
Gold ain't any use if you're too cold to spend it.
Any idea where it is?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be back here with half my crew gone. But look, if you're itching to meet Kellenvor, I won't stop you. It's called the
I've already met him. I'm one of his clerics.
Supposed to be hidden under the temple where the goblins jumped us. I'd give you the map and wish you a happy funeral, but my mate Brian kept hold of it like his own todger. Goblins made sure to the fat old chunk. All I've got's the contract. It'll show you where we turn back, if you feel like dying.
Well, we need the druids, so we're going there anyway. And we need to know more about this absolute nonsense.
Don't thank me. I'll be well on my way to Baldur's Gate when you die.
Title drop. I'm gonna say that every time anyone mentions that fucking city. And,
Easy money.
is there anything else I need to do? Is this the way to... I think it is? Question mark? Yes, it is. Not you. You. Zevlor. So we got good news and bad news. Bad news is you still have to leave. Good news is I'm coming with you.
I heard what happened. Thank you for protecting the child.
I feel like that's not something you need to, like, thank me for. That's kind of like something I should, like, everyone should do.
We have to fear. So we can risk violence here, or face it for certain on the road. Quite the choice, isn't it?
Yeah, so I tell you what. I mean, yeah, I'm going with him. I'll technically, kind of. Well, you'll see. Things are happening. Anyway.
It's good of you to offer, but there's a whole army of goblins out there. We'd need
There won't be pretty soon.
to escort us safely to Baldur's Gate. And while I don't doubt your abilities, you're no army.
You say that, but...
There may be a way, though. Goblins are ill-disciplined. It's unlike them to organize so cleverly. Somebody must be leading them, bringing discipline to their ranks. Take out that leadership, and they'll scatter. It's no small thing to ask, but I've seen you fight. You're equal to the task.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do.
Everyone in this camp depends on it. Thank you. We'll be ready to leave as soon as you give word.
Okay.
No, sir. But if
So yes, that is a good plan. However, I will say, he says, "Oh, you'd need an army to kill all the goblins." The first time I did this, I tried using subterfuge to try to, like, take them out, but ultimately I ended up getting found out in the camp, and I had to fight my way out, and I had to just literally just kill my way out. So it is very possible to just take out all the goblins. If you have enough healing potions and you can take a couple short rests, you can do it. And when you end up finding Halsin and getting him on your side, it's definitely doable. It's just, there's a couple of rough fights there. However, it is much more entertaining to do it the way I'm going to do it, which is a lot of, like, setting things up, subterfuge, things like that. Possibly setting up some rooms to just straight up explode. So now, we have everything we need. We've got 2 goals. The first is to get Karlach. The second is to go to the goblin camp and clear that place out. So
To kill you, you will not even see it.
this is the one we want to go to first. So we'll do that next time. Because unfortunately, I wanted to get this done today so that next time could just be all goblin camp. Because the goblin camp is going to take a little bit. Slightly less time if you just decide to fight your way out of it. But if you want to... But if the way I'm doing it might actually be relatively quicker. Because I'm not going to be getting into too many big fights. It's going to be more like, well, I guess 5-on-1s. And some, again, maybe some clever assassinations. It's going to be entertaining anyway. There's some fun things to do in the camp anyway. It's a neat little section. But yeah, so we've got a little ways to travel. So we've got a couple things on our radar before we completely forget about this. So first thing, yes. So we could also head toward the swamp before we do this to try to figure out what's going on with her. Which I might do. Maybe next time what we'll do is we'll get Karlach, and then we'll head down and do the swamp. Because we also do technically have to go talk to Ethel, see if she can help us. She's a little deeper in the swamp, though. So we might do this. And this I'll probably save for after the Goblin Camp. There's no rush on that. But that is another one I will definitely do. Over here is the Goblin Camp. So yeah, if we do the two of those, do Karlach, investigate, then we can do Goblin Camp. And yeah, that will be for Monday. Tomorrow will be more Path of Exile 2. Friday will be a Freeform Friday, and I will be, again, I think I mentioned it yesterday when I was streaming. I'm going to do a new format for Freeform Friday just because I have so freaking many like demos and one-off little things I have set up that, and like the problem with Freeform Friday is I have so many of these things I've just collected over the time to like, oh, this will be good for a one-off, this will be good for a one-off. Like, I don't know which ones I would rather do, like in which order, so we're going to randomize it. We're going to make almost a little game show out of it. But you'll see. You'll see on Friday. It's not much, but it should add a little excitement to it. See exactly, because even I don't know which ones we're going to get. But each one on there is something I've either played before and I know is going to be fun, or I am very curious about, but I don't know. So yeah, we have a refugee crisis, we have a kidnapped druid, and we have a goblin army. No problem, right? So anyway, I am going to call that here. I will be back tomorrow with Path of Exile 2, and Friday with Freeform Friday, and then we will be back Monday to find our friend Karlach, or Fiend, haha, and investigating more about this snake bitch. But until then, I will see you all next time. Later, everybody.